You are listening to a Blaze Bible Reflection. Today's passage is Luke 6, read by Ivan. Dig deep, laying foundations that hold in the storm. A priest friend of mine is building a church. When I asked how the project was going, he said, "Slowly but surely." Then he explained that before they could raise the walls, they had to drive 240 piles deep into the ground. 240? I exclaimed. "Oh yes," he replied. "What holds everything up is what lies beneath," he added. The piling part of the work will never be seen once the church is finished. Yet, it is the most important part. If the foundation is weak, the structure will not stand. Indeed, strength above ground depends entirely on depth below it. Jesus speaks in the same way in Luke 6. He says that a man who hears his words and puts them into practice is like someone who dug down deep and laid the foundation on rock. When the flood came and the torrent struck the house, it could not shake it because it was well built. Notice the words dug deep. The man does not build quickly. Instead, he takes his time to do it right. He carefully prepares the foundation, considering everyone who will gather within it and everything that may affect it in the years to come. The storm came as it often does, but the house stood firm. Storms come to every life. Hardship, disappointment, and loss all come. What holds us steady when everything else shifts is the foundation beneath us. As the psalm says, "When the foundations are destroyed, what can the righteous do?" If that foundation is shallow, faith cannot withstand the pressure. It gives way when the winds rise and the floods press in. We see this when someone faces deep suffering and walks away from belief, sinks into despair, or concludes that God does not exist. Often the problem is not the storm itself. Storms are inevitable. The problem is that the foundation was never deeply laid, and suffering exposed its weakness. This does not mean that those with a strong foundation never struggle. Even the faithful pass through what has been called the dark night of the soul, seasons of confusion and silence. Yet even there, something remains. Beneath the pain and the questions, the foundation still holds, and because it holds, they find their way home. Foundations are formed early. In the first years of life, seeds are planted that shape how a person sees God, self, and the world. From birth, something is being built. When these years are neglected, we later attempt structural repairs. We try to reinforce what should have been grounded from the beginning. Repair is possible, and grace can restore much. But it is always better to dig deep at the start. There are two essential pillars in a life that stands firm. First is the foundation of faith. A child must not only hear about God, but come to know Him as loving, merciful, and faithful. Second is the foundation of identity. A child must know, I am made in the image of God. I am His. Not defined by failure, not erased by sin, not reduced to the opinions of others. When a person knows who God is and knows who they are, there is stability. These truths anchor the soul. We see this vividly in the story of the prodigal son. In his lowest moment, hungry and humiliated, he thinks, How many of my father's hired servants have more than enough bread, but I perish here with hunger. Even in the pigsty, he still calls him my father. Then he decides, I will arise and go to my father, and I will say to him, Father, I've sinned against heaven and before you. These words show clearly what remains within him. He knows his father's heart, trusts in his goodness, and knows who he is. Even in failure, he is still a son. That faith in God and certainty of identity give him the courage to rise and return home. He had a solid foundation, and even the storms that came later could not destroy him. If we want lives that endure, we must dig deep. We must build on truth, on faith, and on identity in God. Careers, relationships, and achievements are important, but they cannot carry the full weight of existence. Only a life anchored in Christ can withstand the flood. When the waters rise, what has been built on rock will stand. The steady work done beneath the surface, the lessons taught, the character formed, the faith nurtured, all of it lays a foundation that holds in the storm. God bless you. Stay close to the Word. The Ablaze Team.